It's time, perfect timing, for a conversation with Steve Clarke. It's time for Inside the Game. Good morning to you, Steve. I know we've got some new champions crowned.
Yes, we certainly do in the NHL and in the NBA. But, I don't know if you remember what I said last week at this time.
Of course we did.
Sometimes for me, I wish none of you will remember what I've said. But this is too funny and ironic not to bring up. Last week when I told you all about the Carolina Hurricanes overcoming a 4-0 third period deficit, that it was so improbable that I said it's like an NBA team coming back from 30 down in the second half.
I did not remember you saying that. That's good.
It just doesn't happen. No. Well, as you know, 2 days later, the Knicks came back from 29 down in the second half to win Game 4 of San Antonio. Now, people I've shared this story with this week thought I was bragging. It's really the opposite. I said that Carolina is so rare that I made a basketball analogy concluding it doesn't happen. And it only took a little over 48 hours for the NBA to do something that's never been done before.
Yeah,
so
Brunson heard you say it and said, hold my beer.
I told the truth. Well, let me remind you all that if I start using analogies about swarms of locusts and frogs, stop, okay?
Love it.
Will do.
Love it.
Be careful there. And we hang on your every word, so we're gonna write everything down.
Yeah, so take note of this, guys. Pounds of facial hair are currently being shaved off in Carolina and Las Vegas after the Stanley Cup Finals concluded last night with a 3-0 shutout from Carolina over Vegas in Game 6. A lot of people grow playoff beards. It's over. Backup goaltender Brandon Bussi, a Western Michigan hockey player, by the way, made his first playoff appearance in Game 3 and was in the net ever since, getting the shutout in the clincher.
Wow.
The Hurricanes lift the cup for the first time since 2006. And, of course, we all know by now, because it can never escape our heads, the Knicks won their first NBA title since 1973 and will be reminded of this hourly, even if you ever turn on the TV or radio in the next couple of weeks. The New York hyperbole and hypertrain is in full effect.
What is
Pat, this is for you.
Oh, yay.
Bud Cauley wins the Canadian Open in the PGA Tour for his first victory in 239 starts. Wow.
Wow.
He earned his tour card back in 2012, but has never finished higher than third until Sunday. Cauley wins $1.76 million in the Canadian Open for the win, and hopefully for his sake, it's paid in American dollars.
Yeah.
Well, and he stayed with it, too. He didn't give up. I mean, he had some really challenging comeback shots, and he stayed calm through the whole thing, which, I don't know, that's tough to do.
Ron, I wish I had something for you this week, but the Toledo Mud Hens are one of the worst teams in baseball right now, and the Guardians and Tigers were postponed yesterday.
Yeah.
So now I've got to go to Dave.
All right.
The phrase "shocking news in the NCAA" is starting to get redundant.
Yeah, right.
Last week, shortly after our broadcast, a judge in Texas showed the NCAA can't make any rules that stick by allowing a quarterback, Brendan Sorsby, to continue to play for Texas Tech despite wagering at least $90,000 on sports bets, including 40 on his own team when he was a member of the Indiana Hoosiers. It's been nearly 3 years since I've seen the college football community so upset over a school that's sticking up for him with plans to play him after he serves a 2-game suspension against non-conference opponents.
Pete Rose is not only rolling over in his grave, he's saying to that judge, "Why weren't you there when I needed you?"
Yeah, I mean, Ohioans are very familiar with the Pete Rose situation and his countless attempts to get back to be Hall of Fame eligible. And this is literally like giving Pete a 2-week suspension,
Yeah,
and then he
this
can
is
continue on
ridiculous.
managing the Reds and be eligible for the Hall.
Yeah.
In contrast, an Iowa defensive lineman, Noah Shannon, made a $5 bet once on a women's basketball game, and it cost him his remaining eligibility. But a judge in Texas bought the defense that Sorsby is the only victim here.
Wow.
He bet so much that he has an addiction, and therefore it's not his fault.
Wow.
And he's seeking treatment for, and this is the best thing for him to continue to play the game while he recovers.
Yeah.
And he, by the way, will be able to collect millions of dollars he was going to make at Texas Tech and allow the Red Raiders to win a few more extra games and possibly make the college football playoff.
I wonder how
The
much the judge
NCAA?
made on the deal.
Yeah, the NCAA will appeal, but it may not be heard until after the season is over. Teams in Texas Tech's conference, the Big 12, they're out for blood. Nebraska says they're going to take Texas Tech off the schedule in any sport they meet. But here's what's going to happen, everybody. The Big 12 that spent the entire week trying to figure out what they can do to punish Tech for playing Sorsby in the future. Well, Texas Tech's Attorney General in the state of Texas will sue for damages if the Big 12 enforces any penalties other than what the local Texas judge called for. And once everyone has vented, life will go on until the next scandal, which could be today, tomorrow, or whenever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, lastly, while everyone sits on their hands and vents and screams and gets an aneurysm, those who want to have the Protect College Sports Act passed in Congress may have the ammunition they need to say, we can end the wild, wild west and bring order back to college ball if you could pass this law. But I guarantee you, no matter what anybody does, there will be more lawsuits. If legislation passes, there will be more suing from both the NCAA and those representing the coaches and players over the new rules they don't happen to like in the bill. And if they don't pass anything, more lawsuits will just continue to be done and nobody will get anything accomplished. And that is the way this poorly run reality soap opera and a certain inevitably of helplessness to do anything to combat the problems in college sports to anyone's satisfaction.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I got to ask you, Steve, have you taken a mortgage on your house to get tickets to the World Cup at all?
No, because the soccer or football or whatever we want to call it has just not been my top of frame of mind. I did invest the time in watching the World Cup with the Americans play. I had the fast forward button on 3 times, got through it, saw all the goals, thought it was amazing. A ton of celebrities. On to the next one.
Yeah, very good. Steve Clarke inside the game. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.